Hello friends, and welcome to today's episode. A man found a lonely kitten in a boat. After 5 months, kittens are very active, so you may be looking forward to them going on big trips outside to use up some of that energy. Depending on where you live, you may decide to only let your kitten out when you are watching. Or, if you live near a busy street, you might decide that your kitten shouldn't go outside after all. Cats often go outside of their own gardens, so it's a good idea to make yours as safe as possible for them. Cover ponds, pipes, and spaces between buildings. Lock away any yard chemicals and make sure nothing can fall off shelves in your shed if your kitten tries to climb them. Cats can also get into trouble in garages. Make sure there are no open bottles of oil or antifreeze, which are especially dangerous because cats like the way they smell and taste. Your baby needs to be able to get in and out of your house without help, so you may need to install a cat flap in your door. You can buy cat doors that only open for cats whose microchip numbers are written into them. This keeps other cats from getting in. The first is that every species is made to live in its own area. Cats hunt, and they are very good at it. We are smart enough to find beauty in how well something works and how well it looks. That's it. The second question has to do with who tamed whom when it comes to cats. Is it possible that people who thought cats were pretty and let them into their homes and grain stores lived longer than those who didn't? Yes, that could happen. People who didn't like cats died more often during famines and disease outbreaks spread by rodents. Cats that people didn't think were pretty also did not do as well. A group of Polish fishermen were out at sea when they came across an odd thing on their boat. A litter of kittens. It's not clear how the kittens got on board, but a Polish charity says the fishermen took good care of them until they could get back to land. 4 of the 6 kittens have died since they came back, and people on social media are hoping the other 2 can make it. A man was outside getting his boat ready for spring by cleaning it. This year, early on. When he took the cover off, he saw a small ball of fur in the corner. My husband was cleaning out our boat when he came across him by himself. Louise Schofield told Love Meow that he brought him into the house. There is a group of wild cats where the family lives, and it turned out that the kitten they found was born in the garage near their house with his brothers. The person who owns that garage loves cats and feeds the ones who live nearby often. A kitten died a few days after it was born. It was found in the yard. The garage's owner went right away to look for the other cats, but they didn't seem to be there. Because of this, no one could find the mother cat, so the man thought that she and her kitten had both died. People knew that he would die if they left him alone. So, they brought the kitten home and started to care for it. Every 2 hours, they warmed him up and fed him. We took full responsibility for him and became his new parents. We fed him, helped him go to the bathroom, and pet him. Louise says that in general, we did everything that his mother would have done. Whisker was the name of the foundling. He now lives with a family with 3 other cats, which also saves the stolen cat. I've never seen a more loving cat than this one. He wants to lie all the time on our heads, faces, necks, and legs. Its engine is always going fast and making a purring sound. Whisker loves to sleep on the back of his foster dad. Whisker was found as a tiny baby about the size of a palm. After 5 months, he has grown into a beautiful, fluffy cat who shows his people every day how much he loves and appreciates them. The fishermen called the foundation on Monday to find out what to do about feeding the kittens. Since there was no milk around, they used what they had to feed the kittens until help arrived. The foundation tried many times to get out to sea to meet up with the ship, but bad weather kept getting in the way. Those with their tails up had no choice but to stay on land until Thursday, when the ship came back. The crew stayed in touch with tail up all the time, which saved the kitten's life. The Post said that the men on the boat were always in touch with us and stood on their heads to make sure the babies had the best conditions possible. Mr. Sebastian used to get up every hour to let the babies out. He also fed the babies with a microbiota that had been properly cleaned and sanitized. Skybowski told local media that he fed the kittens sugar and water. This was the first news about what he did. He said, "I found out that you can't feed them cow's milk. There was still sugar and water. I washed the bottle, and then it started to feed. So, for 4 days, I fed them every hour, just like I would with a child. There was nothing else to do. I thought right away that you must do everything you can to save these kittens." On Thursday, all 6 cats were given to the charity. People were quick to compliment the man and talk about how much they loved and cared for the kittens. "We need strong, caring guys like that," someone said, crossing their fingers for each of the little ones. And, of course, the people who work there. Some of you might remember a storyboard. Panda did a story 2 years ago about a guy who found a stray cat in his apartment that had given birth to 4 cute kittens. Well, he chose to keep them all and has been giving regular updates on how the lovely 5-member kitty family is doing. Their 2-year anniversary a few months ago was one of the more important updates, adding a happy ending to a story that was already good. You may remember a story about a guy who found a cat who wasn't his and was giving birth in his house. The guy didn't even own a cat. When he gets home, he finds 5 cats in his room. 2 years later, he gives people who don't know about them an update. Over 2 years ago, when Paris Ursula walked into his room in London, he found a cat. But this isn't his cat, and she gave birth to 4 kittens when all he wanted to do was put on a sweater and run chores. That didn't happen, though. Instead, he put everything on hold and started taking care of the new happy family. He became the cat dad. After talking to cat protection groups, vets, and charities, he gave a short welcome to all of the cats on Twitter. That was the start of an exciting new adventure for everyone involved. He hadn't planned to have cats, but now he does. So, here they are. A few years later, they were enjoying their 2nd year as a family. Guy has no pets at all. Finds 5 cats in his room and writes a post about them 2 years later. Over the years, he has posted pictures and reports on his Twitter about how his Palmilla 5 are doing. And in May of last year, he sent out a tweet to celebrate their 2-year anniversary. It was a big report on how happy the happily ever after is. And that's not the end. My family, happy birthday. I love you more than you can imagine. You've made my life so much brighter. You have me forever. Tag Catherine 2 years. Check out the tweet. On his whole Twitter page, you can see the cats hanging out on the perch, sleeping, sniffing food and other things, being curious, having box fun, and doing many other cute, funny, and exciting cat things. When you have 5 cats, there are many things they can do. He ended up giving a forever home to the whole cat family and writing updates often. Now, Paris was already very emotional and excited about becoming a parent, but things got even better. People started giving him things like food, tools, books, and other things to help him care for the cats. In one of his tweets, he said, "I am amazed by the generosity and kindness of strangers." A GoFundMe effort was started to raise money for the cause. But it was stopped quickly because people were giving so much money. They went above and beyond what was asked of them. Best of all, it looks like the shipping boxes were the ones that the cats liked the most. Because, well, they're cats. Since Paris's first trip with Palmilla, they have, of course, grown a lot. Meet each member of the family one at a time when they were born or adopted. Cats. Their basic nature is to be self-sufficient and mysterious. It's in our nature to love and respect things that look cute and mysterious. If we think of a cat as a woman who walks in a straight line, we could say that a cat walks people and even gives out handkerchiefs. That's it for today, friends. Please let us know what you think about this story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for more amazing stories.